Start. So, good evening, everyone. I'm Neelam from IC Ventus. A very warm welcome to the ICE platform. It's an initiative by IC Ventus. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'll take few minutes to explain what does IC do, and till the time let others join in. So, what is ICE platform? The ICE platform is a digital initiative designed to keep the elevators and escalator industry connected beyond exhibitions. Through this platform, we bring elevator industry experts, professionals together to share insights, technical knowledge, market trends, and other interests. This session happens every Tuesday, giving you a regular dose of knowledge and to stay future ready. It's an initiative by IC Ventus. IC Ventus also organizes exhibitions, trade shows, and industry events. We create a platform that supports learning, collaboration, and business growth. IC Ventus has become a trusted bridge connection, regional market, and global opportunities. Our upcoming shows, as you can see, IC Quiz and Symposium 2026. It is going to happen in Chennai Trade Center on February 13th and 14th. IC Quiz is basically conceptualized to increase industry awareness about standards and codes. And Symposium is IC Symposium will feature technical papers focused on elevators and escalators safety, compliance with Indian standards, energy efficiency, digital technologies, and future ready innovations. There are some, I'll just give you a gist of topics which are going to present. Topics include such as elevator safety systems, overspeed protections, IC code compliance, digital twins, stimulation of noise and grid comfort, smart and energy efficiency elevators and escalators, cybersecurity, sustainability, and use of advanced materials and software in vertical transportations. Our next event is going to happen in Delhi, which is in December 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It's called IC India. With the strong support of industry, IC has grown to become a world's fourth largest exhibition for elevators and escalators. It's a trust and collaboration of the entire industry. A third event lined up is in 2027. In 2027, it's going to happen in Africa, Nairobi, on November 24th, 25, and 26. Before that, I would like to tell you that IC 2025 happened in December. It's an East Africa's first and only dedicated elevators and escalator event was held from December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at KICC, Nairobi, bringing together global manufacturers, suppliers, and industry professionals. This exhibition showcased advanced technologies, safety, sustainability, and business growth in Africa's vertical mobility sector. With the strong participation of industry associations. Moving on to next slide. It is a pleasure to introduce a speaker, which is Mr. Hiren Panchal. He is a founder of Apson Motors India, a third generation entrepreneur, uh, bringing 13 plus years of experience driving Apson's a strong position in elevator industry through durable high-tech solutions. Apson Motor is a part of IC 2026. They will be exhibiting at booth number 1C11 in Hall 1. I would like to tell you that we will conclude this webinar with Q&A session at the end. So please post your question in the comments. Without any further delay, I would now hand it over to Mr. Hiren Panchal. Over to you.
Thanks, Milan. Thanks for the brief introduction. So today, welcome everyone. Today we are going to understand the traction calculation. Mostly in the daily routine, we mostly select traction machines based on the capacity and simply speed. Speed. Mostly we go to manufacturing. We ask them, I want this much kg and this much speed, and this is the shield that. So beyond the speed, sieve dia, and capacity, there are a lot of other parameters which we need to consider during before selecting the traction machines. So before going to that, I will give you a short introduction of my company. I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes,
So
your
we
screen is
are
visible.
yes, we are Apson Motor India Private Limited. Our vision is to manufacture and develop products which are environment friendly and to save more energy. Our but of this mission is to promote Epson gear extraction machine as a globally to make it a Indian global sourcing hub. So our foundation stone was planted in 2015 by 63 years old Rabatex Group. Rapadex is India's biggest textile machinery manufacturing company, having 58% market share in India and exporting business in more than 40 countries. 40 countries. With aim to establish business in different domain, in our study, we found there is a huge gap in technology difference of elevator traction machine, and we decided to enter in elevator industries in 2015. Uh, he is Mr. Arvind Panchal, our late founder and chairman. He was having 40 plus years of experience in mechanical and automation industry. He had also done many tremendous job in the textile industry, and he was awarded by Best R&D Award by the Ministry of Textile. Uh, then I am also the co-founder and the managing director of Apson. Uh, Neelam have already introduced me, so I will skip this slide. Then Mr. Atul Kokate is the CEO, Sales and Marketing. He is a MBA in marketing guy, and he have 18 plus of experience in sales. Out of that, 16-year experience is in sales of gear restriction machine. So about our journey, we started in 2015, and in 2016 February we started with the trading business. Uh, while the trading business was going through our textile business in 2016, we officially established Epson Incorporation, which is now Epson Motor India Private Limited. And in the July 2016, we signed an NDA with one of the Korean engineer who have more than 40 years of experience in different kind of motor designs. Uh, it was also in 2016 when we first developed our traction machine and then let it be tested in the government laboratory. It was February 2018 when we launched our complete range of products in India. And on that time, we were the first company in the world who was giving 4-year warranty on the elevator motor. We were the first company in India who developed belt drive motors. We were the first company in India who developed 24 pole, 32 pole, and 48 pole motor. We were the first company in India who make slim motors. We call it zero figure. And in many parts, like it was the first company in India who is manufacturing 3 ton 2.5 meter per second machines. So when we launch, we come with a lot of revolution in the industry. In the same year, 2018, we shifted to our new manufacturing plant, which is have a production capacity of 24,000 motors per annum. In December 2020, Mr. Atul joined as a CEO of Sales and Marketing and bring his expertise in our organization. In October 21, we started our company in Europe, and from there we are doing our distribution business in distribution from Netherlands to across another other parts of the Europe. I see 2022 December. It was a proud moment for all of the Indian companies where we launched our 28-ton capacity model, and there was another model, Chetak the Heavyweight Champion, which was Chetak the Sky, which was 2.2 ton and 12 meter per second. Such kind of huge machines in the world, maybe 6 or 7 manufacturers are there, and we are the first one in India to make it possible. As our vision is to save the energy, in May 23, we install our 99 kilowatt solar power plant in the factory. In the same year, we participate in the Interlift, Germany. In 2024, we established our distributors in UAE and North America. And in the same 2024, we launch our flagship product ES450, which is right now highly recommended by reviewed positively by our customers. And in 2025 July, we participated in Egypt Expo. So far, we have installed more than 10,000 numbers of motors in India. We have 635 plus customers. We have 287 plus different kind of motor variants. So whatever you want, we have in the single roof. And then we have 99.65% successful installation. That means out of any 10,000 motors, maybe only 30 motors have been returned back to us because of any kind of manufacturing defect or customers discomfort, dissatisfaction. Since 1920 to till we are continuously growing with an average rate or growth rate of 55%. This is our manufacturing plan. Our manufacturing unit is highly, equipped with different kind of testing facilities like noise-proof room. We have dust-proof room for the magnet assembly. We have our own test tower where we can conduct our machines different tests, and we have automatic coil winding machines, then pneumatic and hydraulic assembly line. Then we also have load testing facilities up to 228 3 Newton meter torque. And then we also have automated stator testing machine. And we also process the harnessing through the vacuum harnessing process, which is highly accurate process. Then all the components are in our factory. We have our in-house CNC turning and VLC machines to conduct the jobs. Motors are our company is ISO 9001 2015 certified, C certified, and UL certified. Some of the key jobs where we install our 310 machine in 127-meter traveling height. It is a good slip cement plant. Thus, the speed is limited to 1 mph. Then we have given our motor in the National Highway Authority of India, which is 1.5 meter per second, 45-meter traveling height, 2.7 ton. Then in the key government job projects, we have, Reserve Bank of India, Patna, where we have three motors installed, and there are more than 70 railway stations in India which are powered by which their elevators are powered by Apson motors. Then one of the Karnataka Super Dam that we have supplied 20 passenger 1.5. This was kind of job for which we know that the humidity level is so high, so we customize the motor. Treat the each and every motor parts was specially coated for high humidity. These are the product range. You can visit our website to know much about the uh, product range. Then this is one of the highly demanded product. What's next about that? We are soon going to relaunch this product with better commercial prices. And right now we have built up to 16 passenger, and soon we will be expanding it to for more than 16 passenger. Uh, yeah, like why Epson? Why need to choose Epson? That we have complete product range. What you want, we have end-to-end solution which we can provide you, that you will understand after the my traction calculation what kind of solutions we can provide you. We are saying so proud that in the last one decade since we entered in this industry, there is zero accident with Epson motor. Then our noise level is less than 55 dB. The machines has been approved and proven by many customers, and as I told you before, we have 99.65% successful ratio, which is enough to tell why you need to choose Epson. And for the high rise and heavy capacity projects, we have lot of experience which can help you to install any kind of elevator. Recently, we installed one of elevator in 175-meter traveling height in Mumbai. And then once again, as I told you before, 99.65% successful ratio. We have so far exported our products in Vietnam, South Africa, UAE, Egypt, Italy, Germany, Netherlands, and we are still, exporting, trying to explore more markets. Thank you, everyone. Now we will we will start for what we have gathered today here. So I will start with the traction calculation. So, uh, a basic question: what is traction machine and what is traction calculation? So every time when you ask, for a motor, there are more than something which is related to motor. It's not only speed or capacity or something like CU. So today we will go further about what else are can be considered before selection of the motor. So now let's take an example that you are installing a 1000 kg motor, 1 amperes speed, and you want a 2 raised to 1 roping. So now the first thing is how much balancing you are going to do. So mostly what we have seen in India market that people choose balancing according to their site conditions. Sometimes they do 40%, sometimes they do 45%, sometimes they do 50% also. So here, for example, I am doing a 40% balancing. I required 553 Newton meter torque. But whereas I am doing 50% balancing, I require only 461 Newton meter torque. So first part is the balancing with what balancing you are going to do. Remember, 6, 7, 8 years before, all the six passenger machines was able to take a load of uh, I can say 8 passenger also. So how it was possible? So before again, if I can tell you about 6 passenger, like before it was for 50 kg and the required torque was 249 Newton meter. And if you go for 630 kg, it requires 350 Newton meter. And in India, it was 8 passenger we have that requires 301 Newton meter. So what was the torque about 6 passenger motor? It was around 240 to 249 Newton meter previously. Now, if I make it a 50% load and 544 kg, it requires the same torque of the 6 passenger motor. So uh, before I can say a couple of years before, when not all the motor manufacturers have changed the design before that period, any motor you can you choose was higher rated motors. Now due to the different factor of price and all that thing, now most of motor manufacturers have turned to 50% balancing ratio. Thus now the you can see even 6 passenger motor will have not more than 200 or 210 newton meter torque. That is the industry standard now. So again come back to the same parameter of 1000 kg. Yeah. So if you are going to make a 40% balancing, you will require 553 Newton meter torque. And if you are going to do 50% balancing, you require 461 Newton meter torque. So now, if you are selecting a motor which have a 460 Newton meter torque and you are doing 40% balancing, definitely your job will not work. That motor will not able to lift a 1000 kg load. So that is one parameter. That is the balancing factor. Mostly people choose it based on the site condition, but you should choose it before the selection of the traction machine. Then what is mechanical efficiency? So mechanical efficiency is overall about installation, about the civil conditions of the site. So like if your shaft is straight or not, your mechanical installation quality is how much. So basically, we consider it is a 85%. In the high rise, it can reduce to 80% or 79% or 70% also, which also affect in the torque requirement. For example, right now it is 85%. If I make it 80%, you will see the torque required is 588 Newton meter. Earlier it was 553 Newton meter. Now, if it is even go 75% in the worst case, it requires even more torque. So, this mechanical efficiency also need to consider well. Then there are some other key parameters are the groove angles, which is beta and gamma, which groove angles you are following, which is also important, which can it can also cause in the rope slipping in the during the emergency brake conditions. So now many times people are arguing about the cabin side weight. Like when we say the cabin side weight should be minimum 20% higher than the uh, rated load. These days people have started reducing their cabin side weight, right? And now the cabin and safeties and everything are become thinner and thinner. So the but obviously the weight is also reducing. So let's consider here is instead of 1200 kg. Why right now it is a 1200 kg. Let's see what is the situation in this condition. So with the 1200 kg, I have considered 30 meter is the traveling height, 8 mm 7 row. Load condition is okay, means in this condition the motor will take sufficient load. The counterweight here is 1600 kg. Yeah. Emergency brake condition, cabin going upside is also okay. Emergency brake condition, cabin goes down is also okay. When means whenever you are any emergency brake where motor need to stop suddenly without slowing down their speed, your roof will be not get slip. Car stall condition also is okay, and car on buffers is also on okay. Safety factor here it is also showing okay, not fail. So now let's try to reduce the cabin side weight, means try to make it more slimmer. For example, I make it 900 kg. Cabin side load is okay, but emergency brake condition, cabin going up and cabin going down, both side is fail. What it means? In the worst case, if power gone and there is no any automatic rescue device or anything other supplementary power, and your motor need to get stopped on immediately basis. On that time, your rope will be totally, straight away slipping on your traction sieve. This is one of the worst condition where, your elevators can slip maybe by 2 to 3 feet also, depend on the speed and depend on the traveling height and a lot of things. Cannot be calculated that how much it will spell, how much it will slip. Now, now I have make it 900 kg. Let me make it 1000 kg. Same weight of same weight of the machine and lifting capacity. Load condition is still okay. Emergency brake, you see, it was before now failed. Now it is showing still okay. Emergency brake condition is still okay. Everything is okay, okay, okay. That means no issue. But what if I have done here 50% balancing? The balancing is not 40%, the balancing is 45%. Let me see. See, it is still failed. So the higher balancing weight also require your cabin's side weight should be managed. Just a minute. So hope you understand the importance of the cabin side weight. All this attraction calculation right now I am giving is for the undercut U groove. For the V groove, it will be different, and also for the hardened V groove, it will be different. So now if I do here 50% and 1200 kg, cabin is okay, everything is okay, okay, okay. So conducting all this, traction calculation is very, very important. This job is basically not for the motor company's job. It is the job of elevator design. When you design your elevator, when you, uh, before ordering your complete kit solution or anything, you should conduct, you should have your calculation to make sure you can have a traction calculation. Uh, this we also have a belt for the belt drive. I can show you just a minute. So is for the belt drive. For example, it's a 1000 kg belt and 1000 kg capacity, 1 meter per second, 2:1. Again, cabin side weight is 1200, balancing factor is 45% and everything. Now, you see the rated torque is 159 Newton meter, RPM is 382. Now, when we go for here, for example, rated load and everything, it's showing load condition is still showing okay. Emergency brake condition is okay. Emergency brake, car, cabin down, car on buffer, car stall condition, everything is going okay. Okay. Now, for example, if we have right now utilized four belts in this. What if we want to reduce number of belt in this? So let's check that condition. This is four belt, but what we have made is we are using a 43,000 Newton meter torque. So the four belt is still okay. But if we are using with now now 43 kilonewton, belt we are using, if we use the number of belt is reduced to three. Let's see what is the situation happen. But the three belt also is okay. But what if we use 30,000, 30 kilonewton belt? So where it is again showing a failed condition. So many times when you buying build drive elevator motors in the different market, open market, some builds are also cheaper, some builds are also expensive. So you also need to make sure what is the breaking cost of that motor, that build, and how many build it requires. So better you ask your manufacturer, like some of the 6% 450 kg require two builds, some of the 450 kg require three builds. So many times we like, for example, we have considered is a 4,300 Newton meter, like yeah, Newton force, braking force, that means 43 kilonewton. For us, even for the six passenger, two build is also okay. But on the same time, when if I am doing when I'm two builds is still okay with the 40. But if I am doing only 30,000 Newton, 30 kilonewton braking force, my two builds are not sufficient to lift a load of six passengers because my shape factor of safety is showing fail in this condition. So these are the some of the important part of the uh, traction calculation. Then I will take you to one of the important part which is called duty cycle. See, in every catalog you see that they have mentioned the duty cycle of the motor, but what actually it means? How many times? I think you go through this question many times, but less people have tried to explain you. So Let me go through it. So, for example, you have a 10-story building and each top floor have a 3.25 meter traveling height. And then you have options that you can also select 1 meter per second motor, 1.5, 2, and 2.5. So what is first, let's understand what is the duty cycle. For example, person A can run for 10 kilometer in a day, but that person A can run that 10 kilometer non-stop. The answer is no. That person A may be required rest after some interval. So that is called the duty cycle of that where it comes to the duty cycle. So when we mention 40%, that means 40% of the time the motor can run, and the remaining 60% is required a self-cooling time. So, for example, it is a 1 meter per second, and then it required 65 seconds to complete one cycle. Means starting from ground to top and top to ground. So what is the rest time required? It requires 104 seconds as a rest time. So if I add traveling time for one cycle plus rest time required, it is 169 second is the cycle time. Now if I divide it to 1 hour, this at the 1 meter per second, this motor can complete 21.3 cycles. More than that can result in the temperature rise of the motor and some other challenging, like reducing, like once the temperature also increase, the resistance will also increase, and the load capacity will also decrease. So now if I use 1.5 meter in the same condition, you can see significant, increase in the permittable cycle, 32 cycles. And if 2 meter per second, it will be a 42.6 cycle. But obviously, in the such a small traveling height, it is not possible to install 2 meter per second. It's just for an example. Now, everyone must be curious from where this rest time will come. So, door opening, close in the entire process where the motor is stopped, including door opening, closing time, passenger loading, unloading time, all that time or the idle time, which is considered as the resting time. So here is also duty cycle is very very important. Remember in my slideshow I told you that it is 127-meter traveling height, but the speed was only 1 meter. So imagine what will be the cycle per hour maximum. So it was a eight floor, 16-meter traveling height for each floor, as it was a cement plant. So it was 128-meter only. The cycle was limited to only 5 cycles per hour. So yes, you still can use a slow speed in in the if your standards allow, but obviously such thing is not allowed in the standards. But in such conditions, your permittable cycles will be reduced. I think I have gone so much in the details. If anyone have any questions, can ask me.
Thank you, Hiren sir, for sharing this
Mm.
insights on specification of traction machine calculation. I would like
Mhm.
attendees, if you have any questions, please put it in the chat box. Mm. Any questions? Please put it in the Q&A box. There is one question by Mr. Nabil. Can you explain more about the grooves type?
So Navib, there are basically, four, five types of groove. One is the U groove, which you mostly, calculate. U groove is mostly used in the diverter seals. Then undercut U is the sieve which where the tractions need to traction need to traction required. So mostly in the gearless or geared machines, either undercut U, either undercut V or V groove or V hardened groove is the grooves which are the required. For every groove have different advantage and disadvantage. So you can before have a one-to-one session with your motor supplier to discuss about what are the grooves they suggest for their machines, and then you can select accordingly.
There's one more question from Mr. Nabil. He's saying, and how does grooves affect the loading?
As in the traction calculation, I explain you about car side weight. So in the V groove, the car side weight is maybe lesser the car side weight will be also okay, depend on the condition. But on the same time, your rope length will be reduced. So yes, the loading is also very very important. For example, I tell you one very in the beginning years of experience before, like when we started, was also not so much many things you learn from the experience. On that time, one of the customers didn't inform us before placing order that they want to be group. And then whenever they were, we supplied a motor with undercut U, which was very standard product for us. But then on that side, the customer was not able to take the load. At the same time, when we replaced the later customer told no, he wants a V groove sieve. Then later once we installed the V groove, yeah, it was taking load perfectly. So a number, wrong groove angles, wrong groove types also, matters a lot. By default, right now, most of traction machine suppliers, gearless traction machine suppliers are using undercut U, beta and gamma are 90 and 30. So that are the standard, which is, but sometimes if you calculate it according to, if you have designed your elevator with a different parameters, you must need to inform your, motor manufacturer before, placing the order. Yeah.
Okay, I'll move ahead to next question. Next question is anonymous question. Where can we get the Excel for the calculation?
Uh, for us, we have joint venture. We receive it from our joint venture partner. I don't know from where else you will be able to get it. I think this is a proprietary document for our company we use for our internal calculation.
Next question is from Mr. Satya. How to choose a duty cycle of machine optimally? Is there any standard guidance?
See, most of motors are S5 40% or S3 40%, right? Some of the manufacturers are there who are 30%. But if you go above 40%, there are some motors you can buy, but it will be even more expensive than what you buy. So, as I told you that you need to calculate traveling height and speed. The calculation is very easy. Whatever the time you require for completing one cycle plus 60% it will be your resting time. Then you can just add both to each other and then calculate by 3,600. If the number of cycles, permittable cycle is enough for your job, then you can go with that 40% or 30%. I tell you one very good example. Recently, one 32-story building, 1.75 meter, 1.5 meter motor was supplied. So it was a 32-story. Uh, for the beginning 2 years, when the building was not totally occupied, it was the customer was very happy. Then after 2 years, once the building is totally occupied, the motor started getting heated. And then the control panel also shows the error. Yeah, the motor is getting heated, motor is getting heated. Then we consider, we, study the site and yeah, the motor was going through above 60% of, so duty cycle where the motor was made for S5 40% duty cycle. Then what was the solution on that time? because if the customer wants to increase the motor speed to 1.75 2 meter per second whatever, he need to change his complete elevator structure. So then later the only solution was that yeah, maybe provide some external cooling system, or maybe also there was another option that he can, you know, intentionally make it rest, like by reducing door opening and closing speed and some extra another ways. So which gives you then make sure that motor doesn't go above as 540% duty cycle doesn't run. So that was some scenario.
Okay, our next question is for Mr. Ravi. In case of using belts, do you manufacture the tractions shave similar to Otis Gen 2, what with a smaller diameter?
So for this question, I request you please email me on my email ID hiren@apson.co.in. We don't produce anything similar to any other brand. Like if you ask me specific Otis Gen 2, no, we are not similar to that. We have our own design. Maybe our design will work in their installation or not. That we need to discuss offline.
Next question is from Mr. Satya. What is the minimum and maximum in grace protection rating is being provided for machines?
IP41. IP41 we are standard. Recently, we also supplied for IP55 for IOCL project.
Next question is from Mr. Ravi. What about the possible belt spillage,
Slippage.
sleepage allowed in your machine?
I believe we no one will allow any slippage, especially in the emergency brake condition. So maybe I don't understand this question, or maybe some other thing. For this question, maybe you can contact me personally.
Again, next question is from Nabil. What do you recommend about load balancing in percentage for low rise and high rise buildings?
I will prefer, 45% is the thing. See, ideally it should be 40%. If you go with the 40%, you will be always safe. But now if you want to go with the 40%, definitely you will require higher torque motors. Higher torque motors, that means more expensive. Like maybe for a six passenger motor, you will require to use eight passenger motor. Or maybe for an eight passenger motor, you will require 10 passenger motor. So for that, I think right now for the condition 45, but I will definitely not recommend it to use go for above 50%. Yeah.
Next question is from Mr. Ravi. Are you in a position to supply an alternative solution for Otis Gen 2 machine replacement at present?
So you can have a specification sheet of our motor. We can provide you our machine layout and everything. You can have a look on it, and then you can only decide if you can use it or not for a
Next
particular
question.
brand.
Okay. Next question is from Mr. Satya One. What percentage of safety factor is considered or we should consider while selecting motor?
Ideally, it should be 20%. Yeah.
Next question is from Mr. Vignesh. What about the dual brake and single brake coil in gearless machine? How this impacts in IS 17900?
So there is a myth that multi-coil brakes are extremely well, where the single coils brake are not so good. It's not the myth. Even the before the multi-coil brakes was developed, there was all over the world there was a single coil brake. Uh, what is the difference? Okay, so for example, the standard says if coil, one side springs are broken on the brake side, right? Then the brake should be able to, stop the motor on the side. Now, in many countries, to conduct this test is very, very important, and it is must require on the site to conduct this test. So what was the solution? They cannot disconnect one coil, one side coil. They cannot remove the spring of one side and can test the situation. So then they develop a multi coil to conduct this test on the side. So on the side, what they will do, they will remove the power of one side coil and will give power to one side. And if the motor is still not moving, that means that brake torque is enough for the motor on the for that side. So what is more important is the braking torque. Even you are using a multi-coil brake, but if your brake torque is not sufficient to stop that motor, nothing will be safe. So yeah, multi-coil brake is much required if you need to conduct. If your brake is capable, even the springs are broken. One side springs are broken. So I think more than the more important part is to focus on the braking torque. Now, in the new standards, the multi-coil brake is very important, so must need to use the multi-coil brake.
Shall I move to next question?
Yeah, yeah.
Next question is from Mr. Satya. Rate power factor for machine and the efficiency being offered. How much, sir?
The rated power factor is zero point 0.9. About the efficiency of the gearless machine. So, if my motor is a six passenger 1 meter per second, if you use for the full capacity and full speed, the efficiency will be about 85%. But again, if you use for the lower capacity, the same motor used for the lower capacity, the efficiency will be reduced. For the PMSM, this is the standard thing. When you use it for the maximum rated torque and rated speed, it will have the maximum efficiency.
One more question from him. The machine brake design is caliper type also.
We also have a block brake machines and we also have disc brake machine.
Okay, I think so. Is there any other questions from the attendees? I think so. That's all with the questions. Thank you, Hiren sir, for the insights of this specification of traction machine calculation. And thank you for your time. I
Welcome.
would
Thank you so much.
I would like to thank all the attendees also for joining us today and being part of this industry journey. As a reminder, I would like to give you as a reminder, I would like to tell you that this session happens every Tuesday, and our next session is going to happen on 20th January by Mr. Joel from Blaine, India. The topic will be power unit design. Thank you once again. We'll stay connected.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.